phase shift. Have you ever had repeated synchronicities show up for you? I mean, one right after the other, just repeatedly. Well, let me tell you, I have. And when it starts happening, it happens. What are these synchronicities and what are they trying to say to us? This is Knockout Thoughts of the Day, where I pose a question or simply a thought to invoke deep thought into you and who you truly are. So let's synchronize and get into this. We are all here? Yes? Yes? Good. We got our brains on? Yep, check. Listening, of course. Synchronize. Yep, here we go. But Chris J., what are these synchronicities you speak of? Well, in my experience, synchronicities can be often subtle, soft, gentle, or they can be loud in your face. You see me? You see me? You see this? You see that? See? Now, typically what I've noticed is it will be soft and subtle at first. Then, if you aren't quite paying attention or the message isn't getting across to you to be recognized, then the syncs will get louder. Here's your sign. Synchronicities, you see, they can come in all shapes, all sizes, all forms, sounds or gestures, etc. Here's a perfect example that I'm sure a good many of you have seen. Angel numbers. You know those 111, 123, 777s, the 444s. Oh, numbers galore. You may see the same repeating numbers for days or weeks again until that message becomes clear. You're going to keep seeing them. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about angel numbers. You know, a quick Google search will pull up all kinds of meanings for the various numbers. However, I will say this. In my experience, if I wanted to get real personal and deep with myself and with these messages and with certain numbers, I would grab you a fresh journal. And every time you see a specific number, write that number down at the top of that page. Then, when you see that number, write down the date, write down how you're feeling, what you're going through, like what you're experiencing, what, the temperament is, what your atmosphere is like, the people around you, anything that you are seeing right in front of you, like write it down. I mean, get details, okay? And when you see that number again, pull out your journal and again, make a note. Now, as you do this over time, you're going to begin to find the message that's specifically for you in this. You can have several pages in your journal with all types of synchronistic numbers. I mean, I do. And I learned pretty quickly what 1111 is for me personally. It's much more detailed than just new beginnings, So go deeper with this. Make your own journal. Write down all of the details of what you go through, what you're experiencing, how you're feeling during those times that you see that 888 pop up, okay? Now, what are some other synchronicities? Well, you might hear a friend mention something in casual conversation, like her telling a story about how she told another friend to not be hard on herself, that she was trying her best. And then 2 hours later, maybe you're scrolling social media and bam, someone else says the exact same thing. In these instances, the messages are pretty clear. Something is being repeated to you for a reason. And if you pay attention to that message, you will know exactly why it's being repeated, and you can take it to heart. Work with the message and even heal something going on maybe internally with you. Are you being hard on yourself? And I feel like that's what synchronicities are all about. This beautiful, sacred message from the divine or our higher selves. You know, that portion of us that has ascended and can help guide us in this lifetime. That part of us that embodies wisdom and love. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm always down for a bit of guidance. Well, a whole lot of guidance and help for sure. Because life is hard sometimes, and navigating it can be really tough too. Synchronicities flow into our life to remind us that we are divine beings and we're just having a human experience. And whatever it is that we're going through, we're going to get through it. Now, synchronicities are like, hey, you could use a little nudge or, well, a push sometimes from the universe. Yeah, a little nudge or push. That's all we need sometimes. What are other ways synchronicities can come in? Well, much like casual conversation, you might actually hear a song pop into your head. I don't know about a butterfly. Come, my lady, come, my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Anybody know that one? Yeah, it's years old. But this song randomly pops into your head. Then later that day, your daughter comes running into the house carrying none other than, a beautiful butterfly. She just had to show me. So, my daughter actually did this about 30 minutes after that particular song popped into my head. And not only that, let me tell you, as I was sitting here, even about to begin to speak on this topic, I sat here, had my coffee cup in my hand, and I sipped a bit of my coffee. And as I tilted the cup back down, I know, you might be like, why are you drinking coffee this late? Well, I can drink a cup of coffee and go to sleep. It must be my ADHD. I don't know. But anyways, there I was drinking my cup of coffee. And as I tilted the cup back down, guess what appears on the top of the coffee? Oh, yep, you guessed it. It was a cream mixed espresso winged butterfly. I was like, perfect. Yeah. Now I get to tell you guys about it. Now, I gotta say too that those aren't the only butterfly synchronicities I've had in the past couple of days. And apparently they're getting louder, like right up in my face. Literally. Can you see that I quite haven't figured out what this message really is? Yeah. I will figure it out. I mean, we can do this now. Think about the symbolism behind a butterfly. Starting its adventure as this caterpillar crawling along, then cocooning up, and suddenly, boom, when the time is right, it emerges, yes, as a beautiful butterfly, a beautiful transformation. So, I guess, don't be surprised if come spring I emerge from my cocoon, having gone through some sort of rapid transformation, and come out flapping my wings ready to fly, baby, fly. Maybe that is what all these things are about for me, my transformation. I guess I'll see tomorrow, though, if, tomorrow brings me more butterflies. That is really going to be one way that you're going to tell if you're on the right track with the right message. If you notice that the synchronicities stop, you probably got the message. So, we shall see. The synchronicities, they can come in all forms, like animals, wolves, bears. I've had this one before. Ravens, butterflies, birds, lions, tigers. I already said bears, and bears, oh my. But pay attention to what these animals might mean for you. I mean, I really think about a butterfly beyond just the typical textbook meaning and look into what I really feel about a butterfly. I might would say the message has more to do with like the butterfly effect. The way every single choice we make can create a new reality. Oh, no, I might really be onto something here. That sent a vibration through me. One small change or flap of the wing can have such a drastic impact on the reality we are longing to create. Yes, think about the animal that may have been showing up for you. Go just a little bit deeper than that typical meaning of it. Like, here's another example. Take a snake. For one person, it may actually be like the textbook version and means fears and handle your fears and work with your fears, right? But for another person, it may be like someone sneaky is around you, slithering around. But then again, for another person, it may be like they're going through a spiritual awakening, like they haven't really understood what's going on with them. And these synchronicities with the snake are coming through to just let them know that they are shedding their skin from the past. Or it could be telling them, hey, you're going through a Kundalini activation. Yeah. So dig deep. The deeper you go with these synchronicities, the more information or light you will receive from the divine. Connect with them. Other ways I've seen them show up is in smells. Now, this may not happen for everybody, but smells it's always been a really big gift for me. So I might keep smelling a particular something that has a meaning to me. One smell I remember that took me the longest to figure out what the meaning was behind it or what the message was. I kept getting a hit with an apple smell, okay? It was like green apple smell, not just any particular apple, but I mean, it was a particular apple, not just any apple, but green apples. And I mean, it was coming in strong. And it would come out of nowhere, the smell or maybe a picture. And then there was even a point I remember craving one, right? And what finally tipped me off after like weeks of having this green apple fiasco, it finally tipped me off is that my coworker was talking to his daughter on the phone, and she was actually eating one. Like I was right beside him so I could see. And she was sitting there eating a green apple. And she was telling him about how she was about to go see grandma. And it finally dawned on me. It finally clicked with me. It was Granny Smith apples. See, my grandma is a granny, you see, because, I mean, I live in the South, if you couldn't tell by my accent. But, yeah, the message was coming forward to get me connected to go see my granny. Now, even further than that, she had a pretty important message for me. When I did finally go and see her, I was able to receive that message. See, Granny don't know she's a psychic and can relay spirit messages, but she is. And she had a message for me. So yeah, we got angel numbers, songs, animals, smells, food, conversation. What else? Ooh, dreams. And colors too. Synchronicities can play off the day's hits and bring you a solid, vivid message in your sleep. So definitely pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. You might just find yourself putting 2 and 2 together, with your numbers and your other symbolisms, right? And for colors, colors can hold a very specific frequency, like yellow, for instance, vibrates in the frequency of joy. And you may begin to notice your palette for clothes begin to change to line up to the message that wants to come across. You might notice the eyeshadow you begin to use is of a certain color. You, might notice a lot of purple cars begging you to connect in meditation, to get into a space of surrender and solitude. You never really know. So just like with numbers, have a color list. Yeah. And you may begin to connect dots there. I mean, I did. All in all, synchronicities can come through in a number of ways. The possibilities really are endless. But if you are consciously open to receiving them, they will come. And did you know that you could even ask for certain messages and answers and assign a synchronicity? Yep. Yes, you can. Dear universe, God, Goddess, Divine Creator, the Unnameable One, please send me a feather to show me that I am on the right path. And then poof, you are out on your morning walk, and what lies before you is a feather. And then later that day, you see a photo with a dream catcher and feathers hanging from it. And then that night, you go to sleep and you dream of white feathers, basically telling you to find peace with where you are because you are on the right path. Yes, holy shift. Synchronicities are something else. So I don't guess I really so much as had a question posed tonight other than just a thought. What synchronicities have you been missing in your life? Knockout thoughts of the day.